This is Gerry Visca, your why guy, and I am super excited about moving you into the deeper why of your life. Everything that I do, everything that I exist to do is continually help amazing individuals, outstanding organizations tap into that deeper why at a deeper level. Because when you know your why, the how, the where, the what, and even the with whom shows up with tremendous clarity. So let's get into it today. Let's get into that really cool why session today. Launching and living your why. What is the outcome of knowing your why? A lot of people ask me, what is this why power? For starters, why is not goals, and why goes beyond just what you're good at. All right, why, when you start to get really crystal clear, either as an inspired entrepreneur or as an individual, as an organization, the why develops tremendous clarity. Clarity for what you want to do in this world, clarity for how you want to be perceived, clarity in thought, clarity in action, belief and a knowing. When you're crystal clear on your why, you have this inner belief, this tremendous knowing of why you exist. And it's the greatest gift we can give any human being, is to know why we exist, to know this purpose. But it's that belief. Many of us stop ourselves from moving forward simply as a result that we don't believe we can achieve it. The why sets out a very powerful intention that I believe that I'm entitled to this. I believe that the world will be helped by me when I really get clear and focused on my why. Third is inspired action. When you have a clear why, no matter what level you're at, within an organization, leadership, inspired entrepreneur, when that why is clear, you will take action, but not just any action. It's not enough to just do things. It's about doing the right things right, in the right sequence. And that's where inspired action kicks in. So when you're clear on the why, you start to get inspired action as incredible messages being sent to you at random times of the day. And the key is to take action on those thoughts, because they're coming to you with a very intentional purpose to move you forward. And the whole point of being inspired is to be inspirited with your life purpose. So when you're clear on your why, you're inspirited with your life purpose, the actions that you are taking are coming from a center that is really focused on your why. And then the whole how, what, where, with whom is always clearer when your why is clear. So when you start to see that your why is driving your very existence and your actions, you'll start to be more intentional. And most people get focused on the how way before they even touch on the why. And you need the why. The why will drive the how. And it will drive it with so much clarity, so much passion, so much purpose. So when you're clear on the why, I define that as the world is helped by you. When we all strive, I believe, to shine that light on ourselves, on our passion, on our purpose, when we're living that why from that center, then the world is being helped. The world is inspired. And that's why I exist. I imagine a world inspired, and I'm focused on everything that I do around either my talks or my books, my publications, even my worldwide tour, keynotes to organizations. It's always centered around helping you get clear on why you exist. Because when that why is clear, everything starts to really become an incredible experience. So let's take that further. When we take that belief into the why, it all comes around the idea of imagining. Okay, so the art of creation really includes and starts off with belief and imagination. That is the art of co-creating. Anything you want to create in your life, any successful entrepreneur that you admire, that you've seen, always starts off with the same process. Imagine. The imagining of what is your life. What is it that I truly want to create in my life? What I want to create for others. So the minute that you imagine it, you have already brought it into your consciousness. You've brought it into your consciousness and you believe. The key is to believe that it's possible, that I'm on the right path, that I'm focused on what it is that I truly want to create for others. So with that comes action. With that comes refinement. Now remember, without action, there's no reaction. And I see this in so many amazing individuals, organizations who may be doing things and may be cutting through that jungle to get to where they want to go, but don't even know if it's even the right jungle. So the key is to get on the right path to what it is you want to create most. That's only going to happen through action and then refinement. Some of us call that fail, fail again, fail better. You need to take some action, knowing and becoming aware that you don't know what the hell you're doing, but knowing that it's the right path because you're centered on your why. And then as you start to take action, you will refine the action. You will refine the next steps. You will start to perfect it. But here's the thing. Your imperfection is what makes you so perfect. So that's the key for moving yourself forward, with that belief that you're on the right path. You know, I love the analogy of a bamboo shoot. So bamboo is one of the strongest materials in terms of the wood family, really in the world. Here's the thing. If you plant a seedling, a bamboo seedling, after the first year, watering it, taking care of it, sunlight on it, talking to it, nothing actually shows up after the first year. The second year, third year, still nothing shows up. The fourth year of taking care and cultivating and nurturing that bamboo seedling, after the fourth year, nothing shows up. It's only to the fifth year where all of that work, all of that nurturing, all of that cultivating will finally start to result in the most explosive growth of that bamboo shoot into this incredible, thriving, growing, beautiful work of nature. Because the last 4 years, what has been happening is the bamboo seedling is creating this incredible structure and network of a root system, one of the strongest root systems. But it needed that 4 years of cultivating, nurturing that why. And then the growth is so explosive, at such a quantum level because of that patience and that persistence. So that ties into moving yourself, and your why is about persistence. I love something called a daily hour of power for me. I wake up every single morning with the same focus. I wake up, I shoot a glass of water into my mouth. It feels like a shot of coffee. I don't check email. I don't check Facebook. I immediately go into a visualizing and an affirmation and a meditation state. So I will drink my glass of water. This is all about creating your day in advance because it nurtures your why. It drives your why. So spend that first hour sitting on a cushion, closing your eyes, and just focusing on why you're so excited, so happy to be alive in this moment. Creating your day in advance. Believing that every day is going to be an explosive day that's all contributing to my growth as an individual. So after about maybe 15, 20 minutes of that deep stillness, that meditation, you're then going to focus on the next 20 minutes of just physical activity. Get your body going. Get that oxygen pumping into your brain. Get that feeling of excitement and enthusiasm. And then the last 10 minutes, read something inspiring. Read something that's going to nurture your soul, that's going to nurture your why. That is a consistent habit that you can create every single day that will move your why forward. And if you talk and speak with any successful entrepreneur, they will tell you that success for them is about replacing really bad habits with really great ones. So get into the act of persistence and move yourself forward, knowing quite well that you are moving yourself forward. Next is passion and purpose. So to unlock the why, whenever I'm working with an individual or an organization, if it's one or if it's 1,000, the key to why, the key to getting to that world helped by you is a simple equation. Passion plus purpose equals outcome. Passion and your purpose together will create the outcome of your life. Now, if you don't like the outcomes in your life, I want you to go back and rethink the equation, because you're not living your passion and you're not living your purpose. And I see this a lot with individuals that are trying to unlock that why. They think it's, well, I'm really good at this, so why am I not happy about it? The path to why is not just about being really good at something. For years, I studied architecture. It was a real exciting, grounding education for a much bigger chapter in my inspirational life. But I wasn't super pumped about the business of architecture. The 10 years of that wonderful education, unearthing and learning how to extract the essence in people, individuals, was definitely the foundation and that root system for me. But my passion and purpose truly has been the result of helping others discover theirs, helping individuals and organizations really get centered on what makes them unique and what makes them them. So passion and purpose, you want to start to strive to uncover what excites me, what makes me come alive. That's passion. Here's the thing. If you're not passionate about what you're doing, first of all, how can you expect others to be passionate? As a leader, if you're not showing that passion for why we exist as an organization, how do you expect your team to follow that excitement? There is no excitement. There is no enthusiasm. You'll get fired with enthusiasm if you don't focus on that passion and that purpose. Purpose, quite simply, is how can I be of service to others? As an organization, how do we exist to service others? What is the pain that we're trying to take away? How can we make our clients and our customers' lives even more fulfilling? As an inspired entrepreneur, what can I do to move someone forward? If I'm personally not helping someone today, if I'm not helping someone, I know that I'm wasting my precious time here on this earth. And time is brilliant, but it's also brief. So purpose, find a purpose. You define that purpose. As an individual, you will define, this is how I want others to feel. This is how I want, what I want others to expect. So that ties into outcome. The passion plus purpose equals outcome. And the outcome is never money. The money will flow when you're living with passion and purpose, and you're living with a much more solid why. So the outcome is quite simply, what do I want the world to experience? For me, when I got really centered on my why, the outcome was, I want to inspire, I exist to inspire others, individuals and organizations to take action. I exist to inspire outstanding individuals and organizations to action. But I added there's a creative component to it, because I exist to creatively inspire. I don't want to just motivate you and then you sort of retreat back to your original thought patterns. I want to creatively inspire you to embrace the greatest elements of your life, to embrace creativity as a masterful work of creating your life, and for you to be the architect of your life. So that's why I exist. That outcome, through my talks, through my keynotes, through my worldwide weekends, through my tanks, through all of my publications, it's always aligned with that purpose of existing to help you define yours. Finally, we get into experience. When you start to tap into your why, this is when you mix in the creativity, because you want to create an experience that's going to rivet your audience, that's going to rivet your staff, your team, that's going to rivet and engage your clients. When you strive to focus on an experience, you are then engaging. You're at a whole new intuitive, emotional, thought-provoking level that the competition just won't understand. An example is, let's look at two brands that I quite admire, Starbucks as well as Apple. Both of these brands, like them or not, strive to do one thing and one thing well. They strive to connect with your heart. They strive to connect with you at an emotional level. Starbucks' why is all driven around the third place. We want to create this third place where you feel like you can really be yourself in this exciting third place. Apple strives to create not quantity of products, but very quality-driven products that are designed to touch your heart as an extension of the human heart, the human condition. So these are examples of two organizations, two brands that continually strive to create an experience. So what is it that you can do today that when you're launching either an event, you're launching a workshop, you're launching a book tour, you're launching a new product line, you're launching an internal strategy, a think tank with your senior leadership team, how can we make that an experience? How can we take our team to a whole new level? How can we get our team to create a manifesto that they believe in, a manifesto of why, that they are so empowered, that they wake up every single morning and they are enthusiastic and they want to drive the unified mission of why to the next level. And it radiates, it resonates out of everything they do, every piece of communication that comes out of your office, every voicemail, every touch point that you're creating, every ad campaign, every branding platform, sub-brands are always driven with a unified why, with a consistent, clear belief and a message that's focused on knowing. It's fueled by inspired action, and it's going to drive the how, the what, the where, and the with whom. It doesn't matter what stage you're at in your why. I work with so many individuals, organizations that are all at different levels. Some of you are just becoming aware of a deeper purpose inside you. Some of you are becoming aware there's like this thorn, this splinter in the back of your mind that says, I know I'm here to do something more compelling. As an organization, maybe you're reinventing yourself. And I see this all the time with the organizations that maybe have kind of lost their way. They start off with really deep roots, a deep history. The leader really knew the why. The why drove the existence. The leader passed away. The company got sold. Individuals just have lost their way. They've lost their why. And I saw that a lot with Apple. And if some of you maybe recently saw the Steve Jobs movie, it's an example of after Steve's return, when Steve had left Apple, was sort of forced to leave, that kind of 10 years being away, although it was the biggest growth in his career, Apple was floundering, and Apple lost its way, it lost its why. The way becomes the path, and the path is set from the why. But when Steve returned to Apple in around 97, that's when everything started to change again, because he brought back a very clear and simple approach to what he wanted Apple to be. And there was enough belief in the people and the ambassadors that really helped drive that why. Just remember, as an organization, your customers and your clients always buy with why. People don't care about what you do, even how you do it for that matter, or who you do it for. They always care about why you do it. The why connects us as a species, it connects our hearts, it connects what we are authentically trying to do in this world. So taking that why further, so it doesn't matter what level, again, you may have already tapped into your why, you may have undergone some potentially rebranding campaign. Now, keep in mind that why is not a branding campaign. Why is not driven by simply logos and graphics and art direction. Not at all. The graphic design and the branding becomes a result of knowing your why. But the why is an experience, it's an aura. It's an invisible layer of meaning that drives all of your actions, that inspires an energy around you and your team and for others to be a part of that vision. So I just want you to focus on this section over here, which is taking the why to an even further level. One is to think really big. What happens when you're thinking really big? See, many of you have set a ceiling. There's a ceiling to what you believe that you can achieve. And for some of you that have tested this, you may have tested this as a marathon runner. And this is a great example where you maybe have never ran a marathon and started to do some training, persistence, several months of training. You all of a sudden run a 2.5 kilometer marathon. But then maybe you push the ceiling, do some more training, more conditioning, you go to 5, and then 15. Here's the thing, many of us don't know what that ceiling is. What about if there is no ceiling? Many of us haven't even tapped into that potential. We've only, as a species, maybe only tapped into 10-15% of our brain power. So really getting clear on what it is that you want to create most in this world is you're thinking big. Now, when you're thinking big, you're asking some really big questions. Questions like, why do I exist? Now, these are big questions. These are questions that you want to live with. My 5th book, Think, Live the Question, really gets into 50 of what I believe are the top questions, not only to igniting that why, but to living it. And living it is staying with that question for days and just becoming aware of that question. Something starts to present itself. So why do I exist? What am I seeking? I have an expression, be what you seek. I was seeking inspiration. I became inspiring. So when you start to understand that what you're seeking is actually what you want to be for others, and that ties into that whole passion and purpose and outcome. So really start to focus on, as an organization, as an individual, how are we thinking big? What is the possibility? Just because we haven't done it, just because we put a ceiling maybe on something we think we can create, doesn't mean that is the end journey. There is something bigger for us. Continue that, be what you seek. What change? What change do you wish to see in this world? I love Gandhi's expression, be the change that you wish to see in the world. Be that change. You will be that change when you start to live that change. You will be that result when you start to recondition your thought process, knowing that all these choices up to now are simply the result of past conditioning. Here's the thing, you're not your past, and you're not your future because it hasn't even come here yet. You are this moment, listening to this video, this why session right now. You are starting to become aware of maybe something even bigger for yourself. So make a note of what is it that I'm seeking. Awareness of the moment. To become aware of the moment, this is truly where you will find your ultimate power, is asking yourself, where am I? What time is it? And who am I? So the answers to where am I are right here. What time is it? The answer is now. And who am I is this moment. You will always be this moment. You're not defined by your past. You're not defined by your future. You're defined by who you are in this moment, during this time, and right now. This is extraordinary. This is the most extraordinary time to be alive. The most extraordinary time as a connected race that we can move ourselves forward, that we can push the human race forward by starting to really extract that deeper why behind everything we do. And if you start to imagine the whole world doing this, where every individual, every organization, all the leaders that work with these organizations, inspired entrepreneurs that truly understand why they exist, then every action they take is fully aligned with that why. And that's an exciting world to be a part of. Fixate on a vision. Your why will be continually fueled by a vision. Fixate on that end result, that focus of what you want to experience, how that makes you feel when you know that you are living that, is the ability to center your energy into that one thought. When I'm creating something for a client, what used to take 6 months now takes 3 days, because I will focus all of my attention. I call it quantum attention, quantum time, where there's no distraction. Facebook is shut off, emails shut off, phones are shut off, doors are closed. And in that moment, all I am doing is feeling, closing my eyes and feeling the energy of the end result. And I'm fixating on the end result. Therefore, I'm just catching up to that end result. I see it in my mind. If I'm running a race, I see the end result. I see the checkpoints. I see the milestones. And I just act from a center of why. It's fantastic. Perception. How do you want to be perceived? Here's the thing. Again, people don't buy with how, they buy why. And people don't care about how you do it. They just care about why you do it. But a brand isn't what you say it is. It's what they say it is. So you need to ask yourself, how do I want to be perceived? How do I want others to feel about me? If my brand was a food, if my why was driven by a food, what would it taste like? You know, what would the experience be like coming to my restaurant? So start to see the why as an exciting experience, but tied into perception. And here's the thing, everything is perception. You will always choose to either go down path A or path B, right? The doors of perception, they're always there. But the key is to make a choice, and a conscious choice, that is driven by a deeper meaning behind why you exist and what you want to be for others. So just taking that a bit further to now living your why, I developed what I call the 5 sort of B's of branding. Now that you've started to understand who you are, you want to live that why. It's one thing to just kind of get a sense of who I am. You start to get it out there, you're testing it out, but you want to keep it alive. It's like fueling a campfire. You need to keep adding wood, you need to keep breathing on it, you need to keep the wind away from it, you need to fuel the why. So the 5 areas around living your why, one is to be seen. You need to be seen. You need to be seen everywhere. You need at least 7 touch points to actually even engage your audience. So you constantly want to be taking action with persistence. You want to be doing tips. You want to be speaking. You want to be sending out really effective communications. You want to belong. You need to belong. You need to create a collaborative mindset. I have this other equation, 1 + 1 = 11. Together we're better. 1 + 1. Collaborate with as many people, collaborate with your team. As a leader, start to create collaborative think tanks where you're really working together as a team and you're creating this collaborative mindset, this collaborative culture. Also, you want to start building tribes. So tribe building is definitely the way to thrive in this new market. And this is where belonging, fueling your why through belonging, will allow you to start to feel that and create that tribe. Next is to build buzz. You know, get creatively juicy with everything you're doing. It's one thing to just upload a JPEG to Facebook or even just a text, but maybe you want to do a cool little video, or you want to really juice it up. You want to create not just an event, you want to put on a show. You want to get some inspired keynote presenters that know how to engage and rivet an audience around a particular topic. So focus on building buzz, getting it out there. Be brief. It's the science of simplicity. Einstein said it beautifully. It's that whole great things are simply different. Just be simple. Strive to be clear. Your why, your manifesto, your mantra, your positioning statement, your slogan of the why you exist should be very clear. I exist to inspire you to action. So focus on being as clear and as brief with your why. That clarity, again, we talked earlier about clarity, will drive the why in the hearts of your customers and your clients and the people around you, the team. As a leader, be clear as to why you are here. Believe. We go back to the believing. At the end of the day, you need to believe. This is your why. This is your time. This is your opportunity to make an impact in this world. I don't want you to leave this world without having made an impact, having tested and really pushed that envelope as to why you're here, what's possible, and why it's possible. So this is exciting when you believe, refining, knowing that discomfort that will result as a result of taking action will start to present itself needs to happen, because the discomfort is simply pushing you forward. It's a catalyst for your ultimate growth. Super excited. Thank you for being a part of this why session. Go forward. Really start to focus on moving your why forward no matter what level you're at. You can get more free inspiration like this at gerryvisca.com. We'll see you soon. Live your why.